Welcome back to Untold History. Today, we're diving into one of the most iconic films of all time, Casablanca 1942 classic filled with intrigue, romance, and unforgettable lines. As always, we'll leave out the climax and any major spoilers, so you can experience the magic yourself if you haven't already. Let's get into it. Our story begins in the early days of World War II. Casablanca, a city in French Morocco, is a hub for refugees escaping Nazi-occupied Europe. People come here to wait for visas that will allow them to flee to the United States, but getting out isn't easy. Casablanca is a tense and dangerous place, filled with uncertainty and corruption. Enter Rick Blaine, the cynical and mysterious owner of Rick's Café Américain. Rick is an American expatriate who runs one of the most popular nightclubs in Casablanca. He appears cold and detached, having built a reputation as someone who sticks his neck out for no one. Despite his seemingly tough exterior, Rick's Café is the gathering spot for all kinds of people: refugees, soldiers, and even the city's corrupt officials. We quickly learn that Casablanca is a hotbed of political tension. The city is under the control of the pro-Vichy French government, and German officers are present, keeping a close eye on everyone. This dangerous mix of political agendas sets the stage for our key plot point, the arrival of 2 letters of transit. These letters are essentially get-out-of-jail-free cards, allowing whoever possesses them to leave Casablanca and escape to safety. It's not long before everyone is looking for these precious documents, including the authorities and resistance fighters. And of course, the letters find their way to Rick's Café, bringing even more intrigue into the story. Now, onto our central figures. Enter Victor Laszlo, a renowned leader of the resistance against the Nazis. He arrives in Casablanca with his wife, Ilse Lond, hoping to use the letters of transit to escape to America. Laszlo's reputation has made him a target, and both the local authorities and the Nazis want to prevent him from leaving Casablanca. But here's where things get interesting. Ilse isn't just any woman. She and Rick share a complicated past, and her sudden reappearance in his life brings old wounds to the surface. Their backstory is revealed through a series of flashbacks, taking us to Paris before the war. In Paris, Rick and Ilse had a passionate love affair. They were inseparable, enjoying romantic evenings as the city stood on the brink of war. But just as they planned to leave Paris together to escape the advancing Germans, Ilse mysteriously disappeared, leaving Rick heartbroken. This event is what transformed Rick into the hardened, cynical man we see in Casablanca. His bitterness and distrust of others stem from this betrayal, and now, seeing Ilse again stirs up all the emotions he's been trying to bury. As Ilse and Rick come face to face for the first time since Paris, the tension is palpable. While Rick is still hurt by her sudden disappearance, it becomes clear that their feelings for each other haven't faded. Ilse tries to explain why she left him, but Rick is reluctant to listen. The past has a powerful hold on him, and their reunion sets up one of the most emotional and iconic love triangles in cinema history. While Rick wrestles with his emotions, Victor Laszlo remains focused on his mission. He needs to escape Casablanca to continue his fight against the Nazis, and the letters of transit in Rick's possession could be his only way out. But Rick is caught between helping Laszlo, his old love Ilse, and his own personal grievances. Meanwhile, Casablanca's local authorities are closing in on Laszlo. Captain Louis Renault, the city's corrupt police chief, is keeping a close eye on Rick's Café and the movements of its patrons. Renault is an opportunist, willing to align himself with whichever side benefits him most. He plays a key role in the power dynamics of the city, acting as both friend and foe depending on the situation. Renault works closely with Major Straser, a German officer who is determined to capture Laszlo and prevent him from leaving Casablanca. Straser is ruthless and represents the oppressive force of the Nazi regime, making him a direct threat to everything Laszlo stands for. As the film progresses, Rick is forced to make a choice. He's torn between his love for Ilse, his desire to stay out of the conflict, and the moral imperative to help Laszlo in his fight against the Nazis. The tension builds as Rick faces the decision that will shape not only his future, but also the lives of Ilse and Laszlo. But that's where we'll leave our recap. What happens next is one of the greatest climaxes in film history, and you'll need to watch the movie yourself to experience it. And that's a wrap on our recap of Casablanca *. This film is a timeless classic, filled with unforgettable characters, emotional depth, and moral dilemmas. If you haven't seen it yet, now's the perfect time to watch one of the most influential movies ever made. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more movie recaps. See you next time.